Here we are at the second A in CREP, accuracy. Accuracy in evaluation means the reliability, truthfulness, and correctness of the content. No one wants to use a source only to discover that it contained errors. As always, you need to think about your information need before you consider accuracy. The level of accuracy may vary with your information need. For example, it's probably not more than an inconvenience if the start time for a movie is incorrect on a website, but it can have big effects on your grade if the source you use for a research paper has an incorrect date for the start of the Montgomery bus boycott. Just like with authority, determining accuracy often requires additional research beyond the source you're evaluating. After all, information doesn't live in a vacuum. So what question should you ask yourself when evaluating a source for accuracy? First, you should ask your source, where does the information come from? Is it a reputable source? Think back to authority when you consider this question. You should also ask yourself if the information is supported by evidence. Don't get caught in the trap of studies show or experts agree. What studies? Which experts? If you can't find the original material and determine if it's credible, it may not be accurate. Another question you should ask is whether or not the information has been reviewed or refereed. Scholarly articles typically go through a peer review process where the article is read by other experts in the field for credibility. Many magazines go through some sort of fact-checking or editorial review, although this is not as stringent as the peer review process. Please note that very few websites have any sort of review process, so be very careful when choosing to use material from them. Next, you should consider if you can verify the information in another source or from personal knowledge. Be skeptical when you're looking at information. If you can verify it elsewhere, that's a plus. But make sure that the source you are using to verify it is not sketchy. Two dodgy sources do not equal one credible one. You should also ask yourself about the tone used in the source. Does the tone or language seem unbiased and free of emotion? If the language sounds inflammatory, you might want to think twice. If you detect biased language, be forewarned. It's easy to fall into the trap of a source that looks legitimate but hides propaganda. Finally, review the source for spelling, grammar, or typographical errors. These kinds of errors are red flags. Use caution. So, how do we gauge what level of accuracy we need? Why, it all goes back to our information need.